I know who the World Series contenders are. I know who's going to win the World Series. I know the two teams going to be in it. I said it before this season even started, which is crazy. And it's looking that way. There's 4 teams right now that are approaching 50 wins. The Dodgers, the Brewers, the Braves, and the Yankees. Yankees got 46. What do the Brewers have? 47. Braves are at 48. The Dodgers are at 49. Dodgers will get there first. They're going to win tomorrow against Minnesota, or today, actually. Getting to 50 wins first doesn't matter. Do you guys think the Dodgers are going to get to 100 wins this year? I think one of two things is going to happen. They're either going to get to 100 wins or they're not going to be close. Like they're going to have like 90. I think they have one of two like streaks coming in the second half, and it's either we're going to lose 12 out of 15 somehow, or they're going to win 25 out of 30. I think that's what's going to happen to them. So if I had to pick one of those streaks, I would go with the 25 out of 30. Just so many vets, so many champions, so many back-to-back champions. They just operate on a different level, and the regular season is different for them than it is for everybody else. Brewers, as always, great brand of baseball. My favorite brand of baseball is probably the Brewers. Not a bunch of superstars, just a bunch of dudes that show up. They call them the glue guys. Glue guys. They show up and play baseball the right way. The Brewers play baseball the right way. To me, I love that team. I love watching them play. They got the Miz out there doing his thing. He's obviously very entertaining, very good. The Braves, they're good. They're what everybody expected, which is just a very good baseball team. The Braves are good. They're good. I don't see anybody else here. Let me tell you what the World Series matchup is going to be, and then I'll explain who the winner is going to be. I said it before the season. I'm going to say it again now. It's going to be Dodgers and Yankees. That's what it's going to be. Everything's going to line up to where you can't have a strike. You can't have a lockout. You can't have money issues. It's going to line up to where, again, the Dodgers and the Yankees, the two biggest markets, the two biggest teams, they are going to play in the World Series. I'm telling you right now. And it's going to be incredible. And people are going to go, you can't have a lockout. Baseball is at its peak. It's at its peak right now. Does anybody want to see that other than Dodger and Yankee fans? Absolutely not. Nobody wants to see that. But people will tune in just like they did in 24. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be the Yankees and the Dodgers. And that's not because I think, both of them are in first place. Both of them have a bunch of... the Yankees are going to figure it out this year, I think. They have in streaks. They've looked really good. Sometimes they don't look good at all. But they're going to figure it out. They're going to get a little stronger somehow, I think, at the deadline. And I think Boone is in a very similar seat as Dave Roberts was a couple of years ago, where it's like you're starting to get to that World Series or bust. And I know he's in a different situation. Like they just want to hang on to Boone no matter how good or bad he seems to be doing. He's their guy. So maybe he's not in that boat, but there certainly has to be some kind of internal, and by internal, I mean just for Boone. Like, I got to win one sooner or later, huh? You got to win one sooner or later. I mean, I get it. The Yankee fans are I mean, they've been, for a team that talks about all their World Series, they've been blue-balled for like 20 years. No wonder they're all so pissed off all the time. The Tampa Bay Rays, another team I really like, I just don't see them winning a World Series. I don't see it. I don't think like last year when we saw the Blue Jays and they showed up and they did what they did. They played incredibly well. I mean, as good as you can play for the last 4 weeks of the season. They played good, obviously. They got themselves to the World Series. But I just don't see a team like that doing it this year. I see a couple juggernauts. I see the Dodgers doing what they do. I see the Yankees getting there. I don't see like a surprise World Series matchup. Not at all. The Tampa Bay Rays, another team I really like, just I don't see them winning a World Series. I don't see it. I don't think like last year when we saw the Blue Jays and they showed up and they did what they did. They played incredibly well. I mean, as good as you can play for the last 4 weeks of the season. They played good, obviously. They got themselves to the World Series. But I just don't see a team like that doing it this year. I see a couple juggernauts. I see the Yankees getting there. I don't see like a surprise World Series matchup. Not at all. The thing with the Yankees, they're 11-12 against teams that are above 500, which is crazy because it's like, who the hell are they playing? They're the only team in the whole league they've played 23 games against teams that are better than 500. The AL just sucks, I think. The AL, I think, sucks. What have the Dodgers done? Teams above 500. The Dodgers have played 43? They played 43 games against teams above 500. The Yankees have played 23. Brewers have played 47. Cubs have played 44. Who are the Yankees playing? Yeah, it was crazy. Yankees have a plus 112 run differential. Dodgers have plus 133, best in the league. Brewers right behind them with 119. Braves plus 97. This is the biggest thing to me. The run differential is the biggest thing to me. Here's why I say the Rays. I don't see it with the Rays. They're 43-31, and they have a plus 8 run differential. That's not going to cut it. I said this a month and a half, maybe close to 2 months ago with the Padres. I said, I don't care if they're in first place for the day. They have like a plus 2 run differential that you don't win games in the 8th, 9th, and 10th inning, and you don't come back constantly all season long. They had a good streak, and now they are what they are, which is 10 games back. They're 39-37. They were in first place not too long ago. Your run differential is everything. It can be skewed, obviously, by some blowouts, but if you have a seriously high run differential, you're a very good baseball team. Dodgers have it. Obviously, that just means you can pitch and hit. Or one of them is extremely exceptional, and it's usually the offense, because when you have a high run differential, it's likely not because your pitching staff just doesn't let people score runs. It's usually because you rake, and you have games where you outscore somebody by 10, and yeah, it adds to that, obviously. But if you have a team that consistently outscores somebody by 10, or I don't mean consistently like, oh, we win by 10, that's our average margin. I mean like once every now and then. Like when you see that they won by 10, it's not a surprise. Yankees win by 10, it's not really a surprise. Dodgers by 10, not a huge surprise. I'll tell you who I like. The Phillies. I love the Phillies. I love that Mattingly came over there and turned that ship around the way he did. I think it's incredible. This is what I got for the World Series. I have the Phillies losing again, late to the Dodgers. A bummer. But I don't think they're going to get by the Dodgers. Dodgers are going to the World Series. Yankees are going to the World Series. And the Dodgers are going to three-peat. I know nobody wants to hear that except for Dodger fans, but look at what they're doing, and they're not healthy. They don't have anybody. I mean, they got all kinds of people. Don't get me wrong. They don't have Kike. They just got Edman back, and he's already raking. Of course he is. Max Muncy is one of the best hitters in the league this year. He's huge. He's huge for the Dodgers. They got Ohtani. They got all the guys. But they don't have Snell. They don't have Glasnow. This team, if and when they get healthy by the end of the season like they always do, nobody's beating them. It's going to be Yankees, Dodgers, and it's going to be Dodgers in 6. I hate to tell you. And it might go 7 just for the storyline. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. But I'm telling you right now, New York, Dodgers, 6 or 7. Dodgers in 6 or 7. It's going to be incredible ratings. It's going to be incredible money because you got Judge and Ohtani. You got LA and New York. There's going to be so much money involved that they're going to go, we can't have a lockout. It's all going to come down to money. And speaking of the lockout, this whole BS with You can't get drafted out of high school anymore. You got to play 3 years of college. It's stupid. And you know what's going to happen? It's so dumb. You know what's going to happen? The same thing that's happening now, but in reverse. People are holding themselves back. So they're a 19-year-old senior about to turn 20. So they're already better and they can get drafted and they can do their thing. It's just going to go in reverse. A bunch of Bryce Harpers are going to start popping up. They're going to graduate high school at 16 early, and then so they can go to college and be 19 when they're done. This pipeline dream, and I only say a pipeline dream because the percentage is so small that make it to the big leagues. And I'm not just talking draft and all that. It controls so much that I'm telling you right now, kids are going to start graduating at 16, fast tracking high school, going to college so they can become a professional baseball player. And the sucky thing about that is it only benefits the pockets of the MLB. It benefits the pockets of the MLB and the owners and everyone else. They're basically just like, hey, college, you guys go ahead and pay these guys to develop. We don't want to do it anymore. And that's just BS, dude. It's such BS. That's crazy. But I don't think that's the way it's going to go. But if they knock the draft down, take 7 to 10 rounds off or whatever they want to do, if they force guys to be college guys before they get drafted, like, it's going to be a shame. That's going to be a real shame. The only thing that could possibly ruin baseball is money. And it is currently doing that. And that's the only thing that could ruin it is the money. And there's so much friggin' money on both sides of the table here. The owners have money. The players are getting paid at disgusting amounts. And they should. I think they should. I want the players to get paid all that money. But if money ruins this for the fans and the players, obviously, and whatever, but it's just going to be a bummer when you're talking about that much money for all these people. And if the fans don't get baseball because of that, it's going to be a sad day. If they miss one game due to a lockout, it's going to be a sad day for baseball, I think. There's more money in it than there's ever been. It's on the up. It has been for several years. Baseball is as good as it's been. It'd be a real shame to watch a bunch of rich people screw that one up. But what do we expect? Let's be honest. What do we expect? This is a Hold My Ball podcast, guys. Thanks for listening. I'm your host, Jake Savicki. As always, like, share, subscribe. Do all the things that don't cost you any money, please. I don't want your money. Just want your ears and your eyes and your shares and your likes and your clicks and your friendship. Let me know in the comments. Who do you got for the World Series? Who's the matchup and who's winning and how many games? Let me know. If you've made it this far, let me know your World Series prediction. I want American League representative, National League representative. I want the winner, and I want how many games they're going to win it in. Thank you, guys. I love you. I'll catch you on the next episode.
What is up, my friends? Welcome to Flippin' Bats. Can you believe that it is almost the All-Star game in Philadelphia this year? And even sooner than that, it's almost the halfway mark of the season. I can't. It feels like just yesterday I was making predictions about the season and saying the Mets were going to be unbelievable. New look team looks really good. That doesn't look good, at least to this point. But a lot of my predictions were good. Also, other than the Tigers winning the AL Central. Okay, maybe not the best, but some good predictions, some bad predictions, and that is baseball, my friends. And we are just a few days away from the All-Star game. It is in Philadelphia this year, the 250th anniversary of signing the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia, and the All-Star game is going to be there as a celebration, and I think that's really cool. I'll be there for that. I'm really excited about that. We got a lot going on around the game of baseball. We're going to talk about all of it today, but it also is Monday, meaning we have a new and improved power rankings, and we may or may not have some movement at the very top for the first time in a long time, but we'll get to that in a little while. Team of the week as well, but we're going to get first to things happening around the game of baseball. First off, congratulations. Shohei Ohtani just had his second kid. He missed a game for that, and then he comes back, and in his first game as a new dad, hits a home run in that game and was just really cool to see. as if Shohei Ohtani needed extra dad strength, but he does. And I feel like in so many games, when people go out and when people leave and go on the paternity list and have a child and well, their wife has a child. Shout out all the women out there. When they come back, they often are like hitting homers in their first game. Dad strength is real. Shohei Ohtani with dad strength is a problem for the rest of the league. So congrats to Shohei. I also want to talk about Pete Crow Armstrong at this point. I really feel like it's necessary to do so. Pete Crow Armstrong might be the MVP of the National League if it was not for a player named Shohei Ohtani. He's on pace for 33 home runs, 84 RBIs, 37 stolen bases, and a 9.6 WAR. He's already this year hit for the 13th cycle in Chicago Cubs history, which was sick because he did it in reverse and in consecutive at-bats, as in the homer, triple, double, single. The reverse cycle, 4 consecutive at-bats, 13th in Cubs history. He did get picked off of first base after that, but I digress. And he's also the best defensive outfielder in the game of baseball. So I just feel like Pete Crow Armstrong's getting way too much hate out there in the world. And I said this before, but here we are in June, and he's putting up MVP numbers. In an alternate universe where Shohei Ohtani doesn't exist, which is a universe that I don't want to be a part of, but he does exist. But in one where he does not, we're talking about Pete Crow Armstrong for the MVP award at this point. His June's not over, and here he is putting up some of the best numbers in a month that I have ever seen. One of the best months that I have ever seen. He's hitting .429, which leads Major League Baseball. He's got 9 home runs, leads Major League Baseball, 6 stolen bases, third in Major League Baseball, a .474 on-base percentage, which is second, a .929 slugging percentage, first in Major League Baseball, obviously, and a 1.403 OPS in the entire month of June. The best in Major League Baseball. The man is on another planet right now. And if not for the greatest baseball player of all time, Pete Crow Armstrong is at the top of the NL MVP conversation. And I just think for too long, especially seemingly this year, and I don't know if it's because he yelled back at that fan on the road against the White Sox, or like he's had like a couple defensive blunders. I don't get the hate. I don't. But here we are, and he is getting hate, and I wanted to give the opposite of that and just let everyone know that he's putting up MVP numbers this year. So that's Pete Crow Armstrong. It is time for our new and improved Major League Baseball power rankings, and we got some movement this week, my friends. And most importantly, is it time to have a change at the top? For the past 2+ months, it has been the Atlanta Braves on the top, followed by the Los Angeles Dodgers. Is it time to have a switch and have another team there, or switch those two teams? It might just be. And we're going to talk about it this week. And we're going to start at number 10, as we do every single week here on the show. At number 10 is going to be the Chicago Cubs. They are back. They are new to the power rankings, and they are 40-37, still 7 games back in the NL Central of the Milwaukee Brewers. 6-4 in their last 10 games. They won 2 of 3 games against the Rockies, and then they split with the Toronto Blue Jays over the weekend because their Father's Day game got postponed. But the Cubs are back in the power rankings at number 10, playing really good baseball. Pete Crow Armstrong putting up MVP numbers. The conversation in the National League for MVP for the next probably decade is going to be he's putting up numbers good enough to be the runner-up for MVP. Because there's a world where Shohei Ohtani exists, and that's what we live in, and it ain't being taken from him, at least right now. But Pete Crow Armstrong's putting up insane numbers. Cubbies are at number 10. Moving on to number 9, our biggest dropper of the week, down 4 spots, is going to be the Chicago White Sox. They're 39-37, 1 game back in the AL Central now. But after moving into my top 5 and me really going out and having some strong conversations about the White Sox and how impressed I am, and they beat the Braves and the Dodgers in the same week. They were abysmal this week. Lost 5 of their 6 games to the Yankees and the Tigers, swept by the Tigers. So I just had to drop them. It was a big drop, and it's a necessary drop for the Chicago White Sox, who come in at number 9. Moving on to number 8, up 1 spot. So big dropper means there's going to be a lot of teams just jumping 1 spot, though maybe they shouldn't, but they are because of the White Sox. And that's at number 8 going to be the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians are 41-37. They're 1 game up in the American League Central. They lost the series to the Brewers, and they lost the series to the Astros. So here they are naturally moving up a spot in the power rankings. Really, they would have just stayed the same, but they're going to move up because they had a better week than the White Sox, that is for sure. So Guardians up 1 to number 8. Moving on to number 7 is going to be the St. Louis Cardinals. 41-34. They're 5 games back in the NL Central, but they won 2 of 3 games against the San Diego Padres, and then they lost 2 of 3 to the Kansas City Royals. But the Cardinals have been maybe the surprise team of the year, I would say. The Cardinals and White Sox are both in that conversation, but after a really bad week by the White Sox, Cardinals continue to be the surprise team of the year, 41-34. The Tarps Off movement has done wonders for them. It has brought an energy and a passion to Busch Stadium that has not been there for a couple of years. Good for the Cardinals. They're up 1 spot as well because the White Sox dropped 4. That's a theme here. On to number 6 is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays, up 1 spot, sitting at 43-21, 2 games back of the Yankees in the American League East. The Rays were swept by the Dodgers. The Dodgers are a great baseball team. Understatement of the century. Dodgers are great. I'm not going to knock the Rays a ton for getting swept by them. And then they won their weekend series, won 2 of 3 against the Washington Nationals. So another week where they would have stayed the same, but they jump a spot because the Chicago White Sox dropped 4. That's just how things work. Let's move on to our top 5. At number 5, back in the top 5, is going to be the Philadelphia Phillies, up 1 spot. They're 42-35, still 6.5 games behind the Atlanta Braves in the NL East, but they won both series on the week, beating the Miami Marlins and the New York Mets. Good weekend series for the Phillies. The bank is rolling. Leading into the All-Star break, they have Citizens Bank Park absolutely rolling. And they are jumping another spot in the power rankings to number 5. Kyle Schwarber on pace for over 60 homers. Phillies playing good baseball. Moving on to our top 4. Staying the same this week at number 4 is going to be the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers are 46-29. They won 2 of 3 against the Cleveland Guardians and then lost 2 of 3 to the Atlanta Braves. So I know, look, there was a big conversation last week about how I could have the Yankees over the Brewers when the Brewers swept the Yankees. And look, Major League Baseball power rankings are hard because there's 162 games, right? Like, it's hard to just say because Team X beat Team Y, they should be ahead of them in the power rankings. The worst team in baseball, the Colorado Rockies, can beat any team in baseball and have beaten many teams this year. So should in a series, so should they be ahead? No, it's tough. And I thought the Yankees were playing better baseball yet last week. Sorry to spoil number 3 when they passed the Brewers. So I don't think this week was a week to jump them after beating the Guardians and then losing to the Braves. So I kept them the same at number 4. Meaning also staying the same at number 3 is going to be the New York Yankees at 46-30. They beat the White Sox on the week in 2 out of 3. White Sox came in playing really good baseball and were stealing the limelight in Major League Baseball. And then they lost 2 of 3 to the Reds. So not a great weekend series, but not enough there to flip-flop these 2 teams. So I kept the Yankees the same and kept the Brewers the same as well in this week's power rankings, just because in June, I think the Yankees are playing better baseball and deserve that spot, at least in the last couple of weeks. Let's move on to our top two teams. At number 2 this week, down one spot, is going to be the Atlanta Braves. That gap for the last couple of weeks has been narrowing and narrowing and narrowing. And for me this week, it was a hard decision once again, because it's not like either of these teams had the best week. The Braves are sitting at 48-28. They were swept by the San Francisco Giants, and then they won 2 of 3 against the Milwaukee Brewers. But a bad sweep at home to a team that hasn't been great in the San Francisco Giants, to me, is a tough series. I docked them a bit for that. So we're going to move on to number 1. And back at the top spot in my Major League Baseball power rankings for the first time in 2 months is the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers are 49-29. They now have the best record in the game of baseball. They swept the Rays early in the week. They then lost the weekend series to the Orioles. But the sweep of the Rays, a good team, and then just that gap had already been narrowed. So for me, this Dodgers team that is 11-9 in the month of June. The Braves are 8-9 in the month of June. And a bad sweep of the Giants for the Braves, a good sweep of the Rays for the Dodgers. I did it. And you all might be mad at me. I've had the Braves in the top spot for 2 months. I put the Braves in the top spot before anybody else. And it just, I couldn't keep them there this week. Just for the last 2 weeks, injuries play a huge factor in this. They don't have Acuna. Strider's out now. It just felt like time for me. And I get it if you're mad at me. I get it if you don't think I'm right. I get it if you're saying, well, they both had one bad series on the week and one good series. I get it. But for me, the sweep of the Giants and the continual bad play in the month of June, while the Dodgers now take over the best record in the game of baseball, it felt like time for me. It felt like time to make the Los Angeles Dodgers the number 1 spot in Major League Baseball. So that is our top 10 this week. The Cubbies, new to the power rankings at number 10. Then we go White Sox, our big dropper of the week. Then Guardians, Cardinals, Rays at 6. And our top 5 is going to be the Phillies, the Brewers, the Phillies, the Brewers, the Yankees, the Braves, and then the Dodgers in the top spot. So a good bit of movement this week, but the biggest of all is that top spot. I have not had a different team at the top spot in the Major League Baseball power rankings since the beginning of April. So for the first time in over 2 months, the Los Angeles Dodgers are back with the best record in Major League Baseball and in the top spot in my Major League Baseball power rankings. Also, every Monday, we do a team of the week that I put out a social graphic for the best player from each position in Major League Baseball, and I put that graphic out on social media, but we run through it quickly here on the show. So, this week's team of the week, behind the plate, our catcher is Carter Jensen of the Kansas City Royals, who hit .500, 2 homers, 5 extra base hits. Shout out Dylan Dingler for a fantastic week, but just behind Carter Jensen. Our first baseman is going to be Josh Bell, who hit .455 with 2 home runs. Our second baseman this week, the rookie, Travis Bazzana of the Cleveland Guardians. This rookie class, oh man, have they been fantastic. I mean, from Travis Bazzana to J.J. Weatherholt to Connor Griffin. I can't say enough about how good this rookie class has been, and Travis Bazzana is becoming, with J.J. Weatherholt, the 2 best second basemen in the game of baseball, right in front of our eyes. Travis Bazzana hit .429 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs on the week. Moving on to third base from the Houston Astros, Isaac Paredes, .450 with 3 extra base hits. I said it before, watch out for the Astros. They were well under 500, and I said the Astros are going to make the playoffs. Watch out for the Astros. Moving on to our shortstop team of the week, the best shortstop from Major League Baseball on the week from the New York Yankees, Anthony Volpe. 444 with a triple and a double on the week. Haven't seen him in a long time on Team of the Week. He's back. Let's move on to the outfield. Left fielder, Team of the Week, is Brian Reynolds, who hit 478 with 3 home runs. Our center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong, having one of the best Junes that you will ever see. Having one of the best months that you will ever see. He hit 550 on the week with 4 home runs, 7 RBIs, a triple, a double, and putting up MVP numbers. We talked about him early in the show. Unbelievable month. Unbelievable numbers. People are hating on him. Stop hating on him. Appreciate what he's doing. It's insane the numbers he's putting up right now. Our right fielder on Team of the Week, the best right fielder in baseball, from the week that was at least, is Jack Caglione. Hit 320 with 4 homers and 7 RBIs. Our DH is going to be the hottest man, maybe the hottest man on the planet, not named Pete Crow Armstrong, and that is Kyle Schwarber, who hit 348 with 5 home runs and 10 RBIs on the week. He leads Major League Baseball with 29 home runs. He's on pace to hit over 60. Kyle Schwarber, our DH from Team of the Week. Now on to our pitchers. 1 starting pitcher and 1 relief pitcher. Our starter is going to be Logan Gilbert, who got 2 starts on the week, who got 2 wins on the week, a 1.35 ERA with 18 strikeouts, only 5 hits and 2 starts, 2 runs, and 13 1/3 innings pitched. Really good week for Logan Gilbert and the Seattle Mariners. And lastly, our closer on Team of the Week is going to be Louis Varland of the Toronto Blue Jays. I love this guy. 3 games pitched, 3 saves, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, and just 1 hit. He's been so good. And I want to emphasize 4 1/3 innings pitched in 3 games. This is not your typical closer that is going to come in the 9th and lock them down for 3 outs. This guy's locking teams down, coming in the 8th and getting 4, 5, 6 outs sometimes to secure a save, and his numbers this year have been unbelievable. I'm loving Louis Varland for the Blue Jays. He's been a really bright spot when it comes to relief pitching, when it comes to the Blue Jays, who haven't exactly had the best year but are starting to pick it up a little bit. Louis Varland's been great. So he's our closer. 3 games, 3 saves, just 1 hit, 0 runs on the week. And he closes out, if you will, our Team of the Week, which means we're coming towards the end of the show. I did go to Birmingham, Alabama, as I mentioned, for the East-West Classic. I mentioned the history behind it all, but the game itself takes place at Rickwood Field, and all of those guys, from the guys I mentioned, Prince Fielder, BJ Upton, Justin Upton, around the field, Jason Kendall behind the plate. You have Nick Swisher, Jerry Hairston Jr., Edwin Jackson, Jeremy Guthrie, so many names, CC Sabathia. All of these guys, for a few years in a row now, play a game at Rickwood Field on Juneteenth. And it's just a really special day and a really special trip. And if you've never been, which I would guess most people watching and listening haven't gotten down to Birmingham, Alabama and gone to Rickwood Field or gone to the Negro League Southern Museum, it's a special trip. And it's not without emotion. It's emotional. And I learned a lot and continue to educate myself on the history of Negro Leagues baseball. And obviously some of the best baseball ever was played there. Willie Mays, Satchel Paige, both guys that I think are well known because they ended up making the transition and playing in Major League Baseball. But things started in the Negro Leagues. And a guy like Josh Gibson, who people may not be as familiar with because he didn't make it to Major League Baseball. He put up some numbers that you wouldn't believe. And as of a few years ago, Negro League numbers are included in the Major League Baseball record books, and Josh Gibson jumped to the top of so many of those records. And I learned a lot, and it's a special event, and I'm so appreciative of Major League Baseball for having me there, and so appreciative of the guys that are there to welcome me and to have me documented along the way. And I put together a really fun video on social media asking the guys, you still got it? And if you haven't seen it, you know what? I'll play it here. So if you're watching or listening, if you're watching, you'll be able to see the video. But if you're just listening, you'll at least be able to hear it. But I went around asking so many guys. Also, I would say to watch on YouTube because I put up their name. You're able to see their name on YouTube. But it's guys like Prince Fielder, BJ Upton, CC Sabathia. So many names that are a blast from the past in this video asking if you still got it, and it turned out to be pretty funny. So here that is. Prince, you still got it?
I think so. I've had to guess, yeah. No, I do not have it. I have a little bit, but I don't have a lot.
You still got it?
Prince still got it. Pedro's still hitting the ball hard. Everybody else old as
You ain't got it?
I ain't got it.
No, absolutely not. I still got it. I still got it.
And based on last year, I got it. Ball's cutting now, and it's a lot slower than what I thought it would be.
Me? No, I wish. We're about to find out.
I still got it, baby. Let's go.
You know what? I have it once, I had it twice, and then we just gotta make sure we get a little bit more consistent on it. That's the goal, just to be consistently hit that ball hard, get it in the air, pull aside.
Oh, I still got it. Only 15 pitches worth, but I still got it.
I still got it. I still got it. I swear I still got it. We're going to see today, though.
I do not have it. I do not have it. I found out last year.
Do I still got it? No. I don't know that I ever had it.
Oh, I want to say so, but
Absolutely still got it. What kind of question is that? Get out of here with that.
We're going to find out. We're going to find out here in about 30 minutes.
No, I can swing a golf club, though.
Just a special event, and again, I'm so appreciative of Major League Baseball for having me down there to document this special event. And again, this airs on June 27th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on MLB Network. So it's a game played by all these guys, but it is filmed by MLB Network and packaged together for a fun little, a fun event that MLB Network airs, and you're still able to see that. So it was not anywhere live. There was a home run derby. Then there's the game. So this will all come out June 27th, MLB Network. Really cool. And that is our show, my friends. Fun week ahead. This week in Shohei Ohtani news will be the day after he pitches, as it is every single week. And then John Smoltz will join, as he does every single week, on Saturday. Saturday with Smoltz. Enjoy the week, my friends. This baseball season has been awesome. I'm really enjoying it, and I hope you all are as well. And whether you are new here or old here at Flippin' Bats, I hope you appreciate this show because it's really just a fun celebration of the game of baseball. And yeah, it means a lot to me. So please hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. That really helps. And please leave a comment. Also, if you're new or if you're old, leave a comment in the YouTube section. I promise I will comment back. I always hop in the comments and continue the conversation of the episode. And I really enjoy doing that. So comment, like the video, and subscribe on YouTube. That all really helps. And if you're just listening, well, go to YouTube. But if you're just listening and only like to listen, Apple, Spotify, wherever, hit that plus, that follow button is where as well. That helps there. And we're on all social media at Flippin' Bats Pod everywhere. But that is our Monday episode, my friends. That are the big things. That is the big things happening around Major League Baseball. And the Dodgers take back the top spot in our power rankings. Until this week in Shohei Ohtani news, the day after he pitches at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, 7 a.m. in Japan. That does it for our Monday episode. Until then, my friends, remember, find your bat and flip it. Peace.